It's 228. Yeah. So 228 is live. We got Wes in sunny Florida. I'm assuming it was sunny down there. You guys warm weather now?
It was threatening to rain today, but it never actually happened. But I think maybe tonight we're going to get some rain, but it's sunny right now.
Have you guys had any severe weather yet this spring? And we had stuff come through last week that did some stuff here. But
yeah, we had a bunch of wind and stuff for earlier in the week when it was when there was those storms. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There was like a tornado warning and stuff. But
yeah. This is kind of right in the middle of the severe weather season for the Southeast. It's kind of like mid-March through first part of May generally. So we got so far. Well, we've had that one thing come through, but not too much else. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have anything major. But well, cool. I'm glad you got your car modified a little bit, up and running. And I think you're being modest. I think that change probably does allow you to drop Lambos at the line and eat my dust. Yeah, probably not.
Maybe a really old Lamborghini.
Yeah,
from like the 60s.
Yeah, like was that a Miura
or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're very fast.
Man, I've seen who was it? Oh, it's Jay Leno has that. He has that Countach, that 1984, one of the first ones, and he says it's just an absolute pig. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, those didn't get fast till really late in their production there.
Still be a fun car to have, but man, I got to imagine, comparatively. I mean, it's amazing how, and I guess cameras are kind of the same way going to digital, but how much better the cars are now. Really, when you think about it, even like an economy car is so much better handling and so than exotics from 30 years ago. It's kind of crazy. It almost, I don't know if you'd ever want, if you have the money to have a good modern sports car or supercar or whatever, would you ever really want to drive one of the old ones? I don't know. Than
unless it's something you lusted after when you were growing up or something. For nostalgia.
For me, and it's not really a supercar, but I've wanted for a long time to get, and it's getting, the longer I wait, the more I won't be able to get it, is like a 1964 GTO. But I don't know what those are now. I checked a few years ago, and good ones were, you were 6 figures at least.
Right.
I'm like, well, that'll never happen. But yeah, those one of those cars from the late 60s, the old GTO. I could see one of the GTXs actually, like the Pontiac or the Plymouth. Was it the Plymouth GTX? I think it was. That would be fun. I could see an old Camaro too. Not so much an old Mustang, but I could see like an old, like a 67, 68 Camaro, something like that. But they're just so expensive now. Anyone that I would want, I guess you could save some money and get one that was in, needed a full restoration. But not so much. So just take pictures of them. That's about all I can do anymore.
Right.
So speaking of photos, did you? I haven't logged into Facebook. Did you get through some more stuff edited? And
yeah, I posted a few more things this week. I didn't actually shoot anything this week, but
okay, yeah, I didn't.
Posted.
I didn't either. I'm headed up to Pittsburgh this week for a couple of weeks, and I'm definitely going to take up the digital. And I'm not taking up the medium. I might. Well, no, I'm probably just a digital, but I could take up like the Micromat, the 35 millimeter.
I was going to remind you the Indian Festival in Albany is the week after you get back, so it's like the 14th, I think.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, the 14th and 15th.
2 days after I get back, so it's going to be Saturday the 15th, huh?
Saturday is the 14th, I think.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I get back on the. I get back on the 12th. Okay, yeah. So April 14th and 15th. Are you going up there?
Yeah, we'll probably be up there on Saturday.
Okay. So 14th is Saturday. Okay, I'll take a look at it. That might be kind of fun. you know, to imagine a hotel wouldn't be too bad. That would be fun to do. I think that would just. And it's not that far for us.
It might be doable without a hotel. I mean, it's probably only 2.5 hours, 3 hours at the most.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. 3 hours for us, but it's got to be like 2 hours for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically south of town. Okay, I'll let you know. That might be fun. Yeah, meet up with you guys, and if you guys are going up for Saturday, that would be the 14th, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that might work. Yeah, I'll see how the weather is. I'm going to be. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I know because I've talked about that for a couple of years. That might be a fun thing to do. Yeah, I will. I'll talk to Pam about that.
Once the weather's really bad looking, we'll be there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll let you know on that. Maybe next week, maybe a week after. Just depends how much. I think I can do most of the only wild card for me is I think I can do like 95% of the work I need to do up there as I can here, because I can do almost everything electronically. But if for some reason I can't, I get caught behind a little bit. We'll have to see, but I don't. I've been working really hard the last week to try to get everything kind of kicked forward a little bit. So don't have any surprises, but I should be able to. I think just be about just as productive. I gotta have to use one of my dad's monitor. I got to hook that up to my notebook. I guess that's the only thing. That's but yeah, barring that, I think that, and if the weather looks decent and all, that might be a fun day trip. So yeah, cool. I'll do that. I know Pam would like that. It looks like just a lot of fun. How many people are there? Is it pretty good attendance?
Yeah, I mean. It's a big park, so like I said, you get the Wild Animal Park, and you get the Indian Festival powwow itself, and
okay,
there's some other things they got. They have like a BMX track, and they have a lot of stuff there.
Okay, so they've got everything. Is it actually in a state park there?
It's not a state park; it's a private park, but it's kind of the same vibe as a state park.
Okay. All right.
They got picnic areas and trails and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you just pack up a cooler and bring down food for the day and hang out. Okay. Cool. I will check into that because we've been talking about, just wanted to be able to take little day trips and that type of thing. And I still want to get down to, is it Prospect Canyon? Is that the one down there south of Columbus?
Providence Canyon. And I'm thinking
that might be the fall for us. But yeah, I mean, that's not that far really. I could see doing like a long weekend out of that, going down and hanging out in Columbus for all, because I hear that's a pretty fun town.
Yeah.
Downtown, kind of college town and all that stuff. So
yeah, I may do that again at some point myself. There's stuff. I'm sure there's stuff in Columbus and stuff around that area to do.
Oh yeah. And Columbus is I've driven through it, but I haven't stayed there, hung out there at all. But get friends here that say, yeah, it's if you're into being a college town, it's got that kind of vibe, and there's some good breweries and good restaurants. They've got a little river walk type thing along the Chattahoochee down there. So
yeah,
that might be a fun thing to do. So yeah, cool. I'll make a note of the Indian Festival. That might be a fun thing to do. So yeah, so hopefully I can do some photography up in Pittsburgh. I didn't do any this week, but I did get my lens. So that was a big exciting thing.
I saw that.
Yeah. And it came from Osaka in like 4 days, which was kind of amazing. And the guy sent it in a little, I don't know what it is. I guess it's a little, I don't know, Cordura, nylon thing. It says, it looks like a poor translation. It's supposed to be get back to nature, but it says get back to the nature. It's kind of a mistranslation. But so he put it in the little thing there. I don't know, what it is specifically, but the lens fits in there. So but yeah, I mean, it looks like it's in excellent shape.
Yeah, stuff from Japan is always really nice.
Yeah. The only thing with this lens, and I don't think it's really an issue, and I knew it when I bought it, but it doesn't have multi-coatings. It's just single-coated. But I figure most of the time I'm going to have a filter on there anyway.
Yeah.
So that'll probably, be fine. But the multi-coated lenses were a couple $100 more at least. But this one, I mean, it looks mint. I mean, I can't see anything on the, on the elements at all. I don't even have to mount it on a different board. The lens board that it's on fits the camera.
Nice.
It's got the right. It's got the same shutter as my other lens, so I don't have to fiddle. So I know how to operate that by feel. So yeah, the only thing I need to do now is get a couple filters, and it uses 67 millimeter filters, which are more expensive.
Yeah,
but not terrible. I'm gonna get like I think the orange filter. I got an orange filter and a yellow filter for my other lens, and I own almost always just. I've only used the yellow once or twice, so I'll probably just get an orange one. But it's about twice as much for the same same filter from the same manufacturer. So instead of like $20, it's like $40 for a good quality filter. And then polarizing, it's gonna be a little bit more. That's probably gonna be $40 or $50. But yeah, it came out good. I'm looking forward to getting out and using it. And this might be fun actually. Get down to Albany. It might be a little. That would be a challenge. It wouldn't be really a Indian festival. It might not be good for a large format camera. Well, you could get you could get a kind of a landscape of the grounds, maybe from a little farther away, maybe. But yeah, so it looks, everything works, and it looks almost brand new. I mean, the lens itself is 20 years old, near as I can tell by the serial number. So yeah. No, you pay a little bit more. It wasn't too much out of line. It was a little bit more, but the condition, you always you take a little bit of a chance on eBay, buying something sight unseen, especially used. But I've never really been disappointed with anything I've gotten from. I mean, there's been some stuff I bought that I knew the condition wasn't great, but it was adequate and it was fine. I've never been like, oh, I thought it was mint and it's junk. I've never had that happen. How about you? You've had good stuff, good things with eBay, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I've had issues with shipping recently.
Ooh, okay.
I bought a new used receiver.
Okay.
And the guy did a horrible job packing it, so it ended up with a crack on the front panel.
Ooh.
Got here, which I was disappointed about.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to blame it. He says the UPS store packed it. I'm like, I don't think so. It was not packed well.
How was it? Was it just like literally just like put in a box?
Yeah, it was in a box that was way too big. It was only in one layer of bubble wrap, and then it had a bunch of packing peanuts that were loosely packed. So the whole receiver was like tilted sideways in the box because it can just move around wherever it goes.
Yeah, that's what I found with shipping. If you can just pack it, so if you pick up the box and you not violently shake it, but you shake it, and if you don't hear anything moving around, that's the kind of packing. But if it's moving around, then it's not packed properly.
When I'm packing stuff, that's what I do. If I tape it closed and I can shake it and move, and it moves, then I open it up and repack it. That's
the same thing I do. Yeah, I kind of give it the shake test, and if it moves around, it's not packed properly. So are you still going to be able to? If the receiver works, how big was the crack?
It works.
One?
It wasn't too bad. It was like an inch crack, and I was able to sort of remove the front panel and sort of press it so it went back to its original position. Okay. And so the crack is very, very little. You have to be right up on it to see it. So
okay, all right.
It's okay, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Now, was it a more powerful receiver than what you had before?
Yeah, it was one of the Pioneer Elite models.
Oh, okay.
One of their more high end models that I wanted.
What year was it from?
2014.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, that's. I had to replace my receiver. Was it last year? I think I got. I had a Cambridge Audio that I'd had for 10 years or so, and it just started. There was something internal. It was probably just because I didn't have it vented very well for a few years, so I'm sure that affected it. But it would just periodically short out. The signal would cut out, and it kept getting worse and worse. So I replaced it, and I got an NAD, a 326. Their midline two channel, actually integrated amp, not even a receiver, and been really happy with it. 60 watts per channel, nice sound, and drives the speakers very well. But yeah, that sucks when you get a little bit of damage. I've actually had problems, not problems, but I've had a couple things from Amazon, which I've never had any issues with, of being delayed. Saying, oh, it's going to get here in 2 days, and then something happens and it takes a few extra days or that type of thing. But so far I haven't had any damaged items show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're so spoiled. I think we order something that shows up in a couple days from halfway across the world.
Right.
It used to be. I just remember watching Christmas Story. When he gets the leg lamp. And it's it's fragile. It's Italian.
It's French. Italian. Yeah.
I just remember that. I was like, okay, we do have it a little better than we used to. So can't complain.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't complain too much. So, well, good. So, no, did you get any photography equipment at all then this week?
No, nothing going on in that department. I'm just enjoying what I have.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, you got that film done. Now you got to get it developed. Have you figured out a place to send it?
No, I have been looking at chemicals and stuff just to see. Maybe I'll try it myself. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you've got that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. The thing with black and white is it's kind of hard to mess it up. I mean, the temperature is, you want to be within a degree or two even, and the time, yeah, it's pretty. The only thing that's going to ruin it, obviously, if you expose it, to light as you're putting it on the reel or something like that, then you're screwed. But outside of that, it's black and white is pretty forgiving. That's why I haven't tried. I know Dennis keeps wanting me to try color. I'm like, no, just. But I've only had a couple of user error on black and white developing, and one of them was that I couldn't get the film on the reel, so I got it as close as I could, and it wasn't on properly, so emulsion was sticking to each other, type of thing. And then the other one was it just I had I put the wrong mixture, the ratio. I had it doubled by accident, and that didn't come out real good. It was basically everything was way overexposed. He came out pretty much unusable. There were a couple frames that were good, but outside of that, yeah, it's pretty. The hardest thing for me is getting and it's easier with sheet film, but for roll film, the most difficult part of developing is getting the film on the reel. That's and that's just because I'm not that coordinated. Now, sheet's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty big, and the frame is easy. But yeah, getting it on the little reel and getting it to catch and wind,
how much more difficult is 120 to get on the reel than 35?
I think 120 is actually a little easier, if only because it's wider.
Yeah.
So for me, it's easier just to feel it and where it goes on. The problem you can run into with 120 is if it's got a pretty good curl to it for some reason, then because there's more of it, that can be a challenge. But generally, I find the 120 to be the same or a little bit easier. So not usually more difficult, but it is a little wider. I know some people like 35 because it's narrower, so it's just easier to feel everything as it's going on the reel. But for me, it just seems a little easier because it's wider. But you do have to pay more. Well, the rolls are shorter, so you're not spinning it around as much. So there's maybe less opportunity for overlaps and something getting off the track on the interior of the reel. but you said you had the adjustable reels, right? You can wide. Okay. Yeah, I would. Do you have an extra roll of 120 that you can just do as a test? You know, just
no, I don't. But I can probably order some lomography or something that's $3 or whatever.
Yeah, that would be the only thing. That's what I did. I did it like 20 times. You know, just actually watching me doing it, and then trying to by feel. And and when I got it to the point where I could do it, you know, 5 times out of 5, I was good. But it took me, with both the 35 and the 120, it did take me, you know, probably 20, 25 times to feel really confident doing it. So it's well worth burning, you know, paying $3 for a roll of film and using it as the test rig, because you don't want to. Because the thing that sucks is, and I've done it, is you get the not on the reel right, and you're in the dark bag, and they're like, well, I know this is not going to be good, but you can't take it out and look at it and figure it out. So you know, so you just get it. I got it as close as I could, knowing I'm screwed. I put it in the tank and developed it. Yeah, and there was most of the frames were destroyed. There was, I think, maybe one that came out. But yeah, that's the frustrating part. And the changing bag I have is relatively small, so there's not a lot of air circulation. And if you're fiddling around and it's a hot day, you start getting, you know, the humidity starts going up in there, and then the film starts getting a little sticky, and you've got in the winter I'm fine, but in the summer, yeah, you need it's like if I can't get on the reel in like 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm starting to deal with the fact that it's heating up in there and getting humid, and it just makes it worse. So, but yeah, it's definitely worthwhile getting a roll of film and exposing it, and then just using it as a test, just to make sure. But yeah, once you get it on the reel, you know, if you can make a recipe, the chemicals are really easy, and black and white's real forgiving. I mean, it's and you probably, I don't know if you have an app, but you can get the you know, development app that you just plug in the film and the time and the temperature, and it tells you what the correction is as far as you know, development time and that type of thing. So it's worthwhile to try. You know, it took you a year to get that film done, so you know, you might as well.
Yeah, probably some point soon, in the next couple of months, get some chemicals and give it a shot.
Yeah, you can get like you can get the packets of the which one is it? D10, I think it is, the Kodak, which is you know, the powder, or you can get a thing of HC 110, and I don't know what that sells for now. Stuff lasts forever. But yeah, you probably get a 16-ounce thing of that for like $30, which will do, you know, 100 rolls of film. You'll be set. And as long as you keep it in a dark place, relatively cool, you know, you don't want to get it, you know, put it out in the sun or anything. It'll change color, but it won't change its effectiveness. I mean, stuff I have is still, it's 2 years old at this point, and it still develops, you know, does the same as it did, you know, just super thick syrup, and it lasts a long time. So D76, that's what I'm thinking of, is the packet. So you can just get a packet. It's like $1.50 a packet, and you just, you know, one and done, one shot type of thing, and it works. But yeah, give it a try. It's worth it. Then you'll be hooked, and you have to go out and shoot all the black and white film. You know, buy a bunch of black and white film. And
yeah, I mean, it could be a good thing. It could be make me shoot more film than I do now. So
yep, exactly. That's for sure.
If I can get good at it and get where I can make it economical, I do it.
Yeah. That's black and white is especially for 35 millimeter, and 120 is not too bad. You know, you can all in, it's probably $4 or $5 a roll tops, which is not too bad if you're doing it yourself. you're going to have a little bit of initial cost for the chemicals or whatever, but it works out to, $1 or so for the chemicals on each time you develop. So not too bad. Definitely worth trying. I mean, if you're shooting film, you might as well try to develop the black and white. It's all part of the fun. Now let's jump into the images here and see where we at here. There we go. Okay, yeah, you got. So this is all stuff that was from the last week, I guess. Yeah, when you're out.
From a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Astral. That. So okay, so I got that, and I'll share the screen. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, so this was okay. So last one last week was that was your flower from
that was the last one.
Azalea, and then this is Sora. Okay, not familiar. They look like a little water bird, huh?
Yeah, they're very hard to find, and they tend to stay like underneath brush and stuff. So they're really hard to photograph as well.
Okay, all right.
Something I've been chasing for a long time now, and finally got one that was out decent.
Yeah, I mean, you got the front half of him at least out in the open, and he's got like a little grub or something, huh?
Yeah, he's eating his breakfast there.
Cool. Yeah, very nice. I see. That was probably the 18mm wide angle, right?
Yeah, I was just wading in,
Yeah. Here, little birdie, take this. Take this grub. 600, yeah, 250. It was a pretty bright day then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was everything lined up. The sun was on the right side, and he was pretty close to where the boardwalk was, and it all worked out.
That's an interesting. Kind of looks like I was gonna say like a dove a little bit. But the beak's kind of cool, yellow beak. Yeah, it's a neat shot. I like that. Very nice. There's another one. A sight for Sora eyes.
That's the same one, but this.
Okay.
The best shot I got of the whole bird.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, but they move around kind of fast.
Okay. Do they just kind of like scoot around and go from spot to spot, staying under cover as much as possible?
They're always moving and bobbing their heads and stuff. So it's difficult to get a.
So they're not that big. Yeah, I mean it's a survival mechanism. They got to stay hidden as much as possible, or that great horned owl you got last week probably swoop down and get them.
Yeah, it might.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Other than having that leaf in front of them, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I thought about trying to remove that, but I'm just not that good.
Yeah. You can get this part pretty easy, but yeah, once you get into all the detail here, it would be pretty obvious, I would think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. You got the eye and the beak and everything. Cool. It's always fun to be able to actually photograph something you've been wanting to for a while.
Right.
Because yeah, you've probably seen them around, and
I see them like but here and there, but just never been able to get a good shot.
Yep. Yeah. Ooh. Glossy ibis. Ooh, look at the colors on that.
Yeah, since it's mating season, they get really colorful now.
Yeah, I like that. The greens and that's a really nice, very nice shot. You got the whole bird in flight. That's pretty nice. You got the head and beak in focus. I mean, that's pretty sharp.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was it's one of those just shoot a burst and hope you got something, and I actually got something this time. Yeah. Usually don't get anything, but
yeah.
So
did you probably tried to focus on the head of the bird, or?
Yeah, I usually just start with the have the autofocus tracking turned on, so it starts with the. I try to hit the head or the eye somewhere, but sometimes it hits the body.
Yeah. That's pretty good. The colors are nice. The light's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, another one where the light was on the right side and everything. So.
Yep. No, that's very cool. It's a neat. And we have here black-bellied whistling ducks. Oh, that's neat. You got 3 of them. There. You got all different views, front, left, and right.
Yeah. I guess they're keeping an eye out for alligators or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
They were just sitting there.
Yeah, they're probably
looking around.
Yeah, I like the white around their eyes. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got this little pod, little protection pod they form and keep an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Yeah, that was a productive day out there. You got a lot of nice shots.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Blue heron. Look at that. Down getting his, I'm assuming probably a fish or something swimming around down there.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see on the next frame here.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that's that's a nice lens. That thing does. You get the light and get stuff in focus. I mean, there's a lot of detail coming out of that. So it's a
mm-hmm. Happy
go
with it.
man, and that's what he got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice. Very nice. So is this off the boardwalk there at the main one with the shelter on it?
No, this is further down. We're on the gravel roads that are raised, sort of.
Oh, that's cool. It is. Yep. Oh, that's very nice.
Thank you.
Good stuff. And we have here lupine.
This one from Honeymoon Island there.
Okay. It's purple and the. Yes, yeah. Very nice. And we got Jose here. Art at Bellagio. Thinking of one of the art in the Bellagio. Yeah, that place is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, it's like a full-blown art museum inside Bellagio Casino.
Yeah, I've never been to Vegas, so.
Yeah, we've been, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, maybe 5 or 6 times, and it's good for a couple of days. I mean, I gamble a little bit. I'm not a big gambler. I mean, I play blackjack and maybe a little craps or whatever, but there's just so much there. So if you're into like watching people and that kind of thing, it's fun for a few days, and then you kind of get sensory overload.
Right.
Need to do something else. But the last few times we've been there, we'll go and it would be like we would stay there for a day and then go off and do something else and come back and stay there a day and then go and do something else. And that seems to work out pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, if you're just into architecture, there's.
Yeah, it'd probably be good photography wise, because you got interesting people and interesting buildings and all the lights and everything.
Yeah, no, it is definitely, and you can get some interesting street type of photography. There's lots of interesting characters in Vegas, that's for sure. But no, it's fun. I mean, yeah, if you guys get the opportunity to go out there, it'd be worth it for, I would say, a few days. And
yeah.
If you're into gambling and everything, I guess you could spend longer. But for us, it's
no interest in gambling at all.
Yeah, so the food's good. There's some good restaurants, and the strip is neat. I mean, it's just one of those. I mean, it's totally overblown and gaudy and all that stuff. In a way that's fun for a while, but it does kind of it gets to you after a while. But there there's some nice from a sightseeing, the Strip is the thing. But there's some nice things right outside of town. There's Red Rock Canyon, which is north of town, about half an hour or so. Nice, real beautiful red stones, and with lots of hiking trails and stuff. So that's kind of cool. You've got the mountains that are to the west a little bit. I mean, you can an hour and a half outside of town. You can be at 8,000 or 9,000 feet up in the mountains. So you can go there and take day trips. You could go to take a day trip and go to like Hoover Dam and the Grand Canyon and that type of stuff. So it's fun. It's worth it for a few days. Yeah, unless you're really into gambling, I couldn't see spending more than a couple of days there at a time. But definitely worthwhile visiting once at least, and then you can decide if you like it, and if not, you don't ever have to go again. And you could probably get pretty cheap flights out there too, I would think. Have you been ever been out west before? That would be.
No, I've been to like sort of Arkansas, western Arkansas, kind of. That's about as far as I've gone.
Yeah, that would be. Vegas is usually fairly reasonable to get to as far as airfare, and you can see a lot of that, of the West within a day's drive of Vegas. I mean, you can go to Death Valley. You can get there in a few hours. You can get up into the Bryce and Zion area of Utah. The Grand Canyon is relatively close, so
that would probably be a lot more. What I would like to do is go to some of the national parks out there.
There's so many out there. Yeah, and fall's a really good time of year to go. Seems like the last few years that last few times we've gone out there, we've gone out in the fall, like September, October. So after the major heat of summer, it's still really warm. And the crowds are down a little bit because, school's back in session and all that. So if you get the opportunity to go out in the fall, going out there in July, we've been out there in June and July, and it's hot. I wouldn't recommend that for the first time. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, as a photographer, if you can make it out into the national parks out west, there's so much out there. I mean, it's really amazing. The landscape, the scenery, all the geology and everything is just really amazing. I mean, you could spend. There's guys, people that spend their whole lifetime out there, photographing and doing all that, and still don't see everything. So it's well worth the trip if you can take like a week and go there and maybe spend a day in Vegas and a couple of days doing other things, and make a full trip out of it. Definitely worthwhile. Good thing. So I think I'm gonna cut this a little short here. I've got a meeting tomorrow that I'm 90% prepared for, but I need to work on it a little bit. But we're not going to have a show next week or the week after, so it'll be the 9th. The 2nd and the 9th. But we'll have one the next weekend, whatever that is, the 15th, I guess, Sunday the 15th. So do that there. I'll let you know maybe next week what our plans are. That sounds like that might be a fun day trip. It's not that far from us, so it'd be fun to get down there and meet up with you guys and spend a day down there. If the weather's halfway decent at all, it'd be a fun trip. So
it's usually pretty nice there. So
yeah, I mean April. Yeah, it's usually warm and not humid and comfortably warm and so yeah, that's let's plan on it unless something weird happens in the next week and a half. So I'll let you know for sure. Okay, you have a good couple of weeks. I'll touch base with you offline, see about getting down to the Indian Festival, see if we can get together for a day down there. And if not, we'll be back on the 15th, but hopefully I'll see you guys down there on the 14th, I guess, Saturday. So,
Yep.
All right, Wes, thanks. As always, appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for watching now. I'm sure there's thousands of people watching or later. Thank you. And we'll see you guys in 3 weeks on the 15th for the next exciting episode of Photo Share and Discussion live on YouTube. All right. See you guys. Bye.